These are the materials needed to make the leprechaun hat decoration for St. Patrick's Day. The first step is to get your construction paper or your green paper and fold it in half lengthwise. That is the first step. After you fold it in half lengthwise, you're going to trace, like you're going to draw like the number 2 using the width of this paper as far all the way towards the end of the paper as possible. Then you're going to slide down at a slant, and you're going to give about I say about 1.5 inches the way down. And you stop right there, because now you're going to do the brim of the hat, which is just a little round circle. You can just do a little round circle here, and in the corner, circle here. Now hats, you know, usually the brim, you should, from the middle of the crease, where I creased the paper, come down a little bit, just so that you could have like a rounded off edge on the edge of the hat. And I will use the marker to outline it so that you can see exactly what I did. From the top, I'm tracing, I'm going down almost at the edge of the paper, right? And then straight down. And then I'm doing a little curve here for the hat brim. It doesn't connect towards the end, but that's okay. When you cut it, you'll shape it. And now you're ready to cut your hat out. Okay, you can make it as tall as you want, and you can make it as wide as the width of this, or you can make it skinnier. It all depends on how you like it best. I have now cut, sorry about that fire engine. I've now cut the hat off, and on the top I saw that it's a little bit, it comes to like a little point in the middle, and I don't like that, so I'm going to cut it straight across. So all I do is fold it in half again, and starting from the middle, I'm going straight across, starting from the middle straight across until I get that flat top that I want. And there you go, the top is flat. Now don't worry about the magic marker that you did, because at the end you're going to outline it with the black magic marker anyway, with the Sharpie, so it's going to be okay. So this will be a template. If you want, you can use this to trace others after you finish customizing it to your liking. The next step is you're going to find more or less where the brim of the hat is. You know, the band of the hat usually goes right here in the middle after the brim, right? So then we're going to draw about 1 inch. I eyeball it 1 inch across, and that's going to be your band. Now with the marker, the chiseled Sharpie marker, you're just going to trace that as straight as possible. All right, you can use a ruler or edge of something if it helps you. All right, and then we're going to fill it in. Going to make the inside of this black. Just mind it if you're using a table that you don't want it to be damaged, that you don't want to get damaged with the marker. Please put something underneath. I don't, because this is the table that I use for crafts. So I don't mind if it gets stained, it's okay. That's why it's a little worn. And then you're going to just trace the whole thing. Yeah, you're covering it with the marker to cover that band. So now you have a black band on your Shamrock hat, right? Your leprechaun hat. Try to keep it in between the lines that you drew with the pencil, so that you don't have the pencil mark showing like I did. Just a tip. I'm just doing this quickly, but the pencil mark will show through the Sharpie. The next thing I'm gonna do is trace all around the outer edge of this hat. So it could have a thick line going all the way around to emphasize the shape of the hat, and so that it can make it stand out a little bit, so that the colors of the paper could stand out a little bit more. See? right here. You make a mistake, it's okay. You could always fix it. See? Always fix it. It's not a big deal. And now we're going to trace around here. Turn. See, I have the paper underneath. This is just so that you don't make big giant lines on your table. But Sharpie, you know, sometimes it goes through, so you have to be careful. There you go. And that is the leprechaun hat. Now we got to add the shamrock. Now this is a shamrock that I made out of a template, out of a decoration from the Dollar Tree that I found. I can't find where the Dollar Tree decoration, but here's my template. So in essence, it would have been like this. And then I traced it so that I could get this and put it on my shamrock hat. But you have the option, if you buy glitter foam, you can trace it, trace this template on the foam, such as I did, and cut it out. All right, so, and glitter foam costs about $2 if you go to a party store. You could take whatever template, but if you do find the template of the shamrock in the Dollar Tree store or any store, you can take and trace it on a piece of paper. This paper is a contact paper, or OTAC, what they call OTAC. It's a little thicker than construction paper, and it's a little bit stronger as well. So now I traced it, and now I could just cut it out, and that's now I could just cut it out, and that's the shamrock part of it. You have the option, you could also just buy printed out shamrocks in whatever party store that you go to, or if you find a foam store that sells them in foam. I found it in Dollar Tree for $1.25. I made a couple of decorations, so that's why I don't have it. But there you go. I'm cutting. Remove the paper so it can be seen better. Here you go. And after I finish cutting the template, if you make a mistake again, if you went out the line a little bit and the shamrock looks a little different, it's okay, because shamrocks are plants, right? And they are clovers, and they by nature have different designs anyway, so that's fine. Now, just as I did with the hat, the shamrock hat that I traced at the edges, I'm going to do to the shamrock. You can turn it and do as thick or as thin as you want. I do this so that it could stand out. The color makes it pop a little bit when you trace it in black. It makes it pop. You could also use glitter if you like to put glitter on things. Sometimes I do. And you trace it and you trace it and you trace it until you get it to your liking. As thin or as thick as you want. Right? And then once you have that, you are finished making the shamrock. Again, like I said, you can cut glitter foam and have this done like this. Another way to make a shamrock is you could make a heart, the shape of a heart. And to help you, you just take a shape of a heart. All right? This is another technique. And you cut that out, or you could just do 3 hearts. You did 1 heart. Try to make them about the same size, right? And another heart, and you go here. And then you make a little stem. And this is the way that you could make a shamrock. Once you trace all these edges, then you're just going to cut around the outer edges and you'll have a shamrock, like so. I will show you. And this shamrock you can use as a template for all the other shamrocks that you might do. If you're making a lot of hats to decorate, you can use this as a template. And this way you don't have to keep trying to draw a shamrock every time. And you could adjust it to the thickness or the thinness that you want once you're done. Okay. And you could trace it and cut it out and you have a shamrock right there. That's another way of doing it. Now that we have the hat and the shamrock complete, all we have to do is put them together. And how I do is, you can put it wherever you want, but I like to put the shamrock right in the middle. But some people, you can put it on the top, on the sides, on the other side, in the bottom, however you want. But I like to put it straight on the band in the middle. And all you need to do is use a glue stick for that. I'm using Elmer's. It's not a sponsor, just that I'm using it, the glue stick. And here you go. And that's it. That's all you do. You can have, this could be a nice craft activity for kids, or this is good for teachers or people that are having parties for St. Patrick's Day. I know a friend of mine's, her birthday is on St. Patrick's Day. Well, anyway, and you're going to put it there. I got glue all over. Oh, sorry. Anyhow. All right, just be careful like I did with the glue, because sometimes it will not come off. Or you have to wait till it dries and then try to scratch it off. But here you go. And that is the leprechaun hat, or the St. Patrick's Day hat. I hope you like it. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe.